Hi everybody, welcome to Paper Wishes vlog. I'm Lene Gehrig, and today I brought you acorn wood from our friends at Hunky Dory Crafts. It's an adorable collection that has a card topper collection and a paper pad and also a collection of stamps. So let me first show you what's in the card topper. We've got our traditional wonderful foil card toppers and the adorable scoreable cardstock. Wonderful selection of those, and then it's also got these great little pop-out cards, and there's three, I believe, three of those, and I'm going to show you how to make those. Possibly four. Yes, there's four of them. So I'll show you how to make those in a little bit. And then you've got these adorable stamp sets. This one's called Grown with Love. It's adorable little sunflower, and these critters are just so sweet. Let's celebrate, Just for You, and also the birthday bunny. And the paper pad, it's 8 by 8, and it's really kind of a complete kit here. It's got all of this wonderful artwork, and then on the back, I think there's 4 of each one of these sets. And then on the back, it's got pattern paper. So if you don't want to use all 4 of them, or if there's one that you like a little less, you can always use the back of the paper. Really cute, and I love how they sort of zoom in. Here's this little guy scratching his chin, and then we've zoomed in on that right there. So you can kind of do some really interesting things with these little squares, and Debbie did a great card doing that, which I'll show you. Okay, so let's do some card making. So this first card uses the card topper and also the adorable scoreable, and what I did was I made an interlocking card with that. So it was really simple to make. Let me show you. I'm going to make the rectangle size because I forgot to cut my card down. But what I did was I started with my card, I opened it, and then you just fold the flaps to the inside. Okay. And then you're going to cover each flap with some of the adorable scoreable cardstock. I use this purple gingham. And then they all have these really sweet little scenes on each one. So I used the purple gingham, and then I cut away that little scene that's on each piece of the cardstock, and I used that on the inside of my card. So you waste not anything. And then I took what would be the outer frame, and I glued it to the left side flap only. Okay, so that it could still move, and then the inside part I glued to the right side flap only, so that when they open and close, they just interlock together. So it's a very simple card to make, and I think it's very charming. So people like that kind of thing. And then for this card, just a really simple card using one of the stamp sets. Where did I put my stamps? Here they are. And this one is the Let's Celebrate stamp. Here we go. All right, and I did this using the Tri-Blend markers, which you may recall if you've seen my videos before, I absolutely love. So it was really fun. I did that last night when I was watching television, and I just colored my little critters there, and then I used the hot off the press set of oval cutting dies. And then my favorite die cut card is the center step card. They come already pre-folded and ready to go, and there's even a pattern to cut out your patterned paper to put on the card front. So this card just stands up just like that, and I think is very clever and colorful and fun. And then I also used the script greeting dazzles for the happy birthday along the bottom. The paper pack is Dotted Duos #1, and I loved the 2 different sizes of polka dots on this card. And then here's a card that Debbie did, also using the stamp sets, but she combined 2 different stamps. So let's see which one she did here. She combined this one here, which is Just for You, with the little fox and the hedgehog and the little boots in the garden. And then she also added this one. This was Grown with Love. And I just thought that was so clever how she just overlapped those sets to make a complete card. And then she did some watercolor here using the Marvy watercolor markers, and just sort of scribbled some on her craft mat, and then used a paintbrush and some water to paint all the images. And you want to make sure to use the waterproof ink as well, ink pad for that as well. All right, so let me show you how to make one of these pop-out cards that I was telling you about. I'm going to grab one here. Okay, this is the one I'm going to make. I guess I'm just really loving this lavender gingham. So what I did was I punched out, oops, all my stuff is sticking together. There we go. So I punched out what's going to be the cover of the card, like this, okay? And this one, the tree on this is always kind of throwing me off. So this is the top of the tree, this is the branches, and then here's just the lower branches, which is at the bottom of the card. I keep wanting to turn it upside down like this. So just make sure you have your card oriented the right way. And then you also have these little tabs right here that we're going to be punching out. And then we also have this other piece of gingham here, and it goes like this. This is going to be the inside of the card, right? So you're going to need to put some extra sticky tape along the outer panels of the inside of the card. Okay, so as you can see, I've got all the tape onto the back, just those outer panels. And then I'm going to turn the cover over. And as you can see, these three little tabs, I've gone ahead and put sticky tape on all of these ends, and I have creased those ends, and you're going to place them at the bottom of the card. And I just sort of did like about a ½ inch from the fold and then glued them all staggered right next to each other along the bottom edge of the card, okay? And then we're going to take off the tabs here. Oh, well, before I do that, I'm getting ahead of myself. We're going to go ahead and put in, I'm going to lay these down, get them out of our way. I just wanted to do that so you could see where they go. We're going to put the lining on our card. Okay, we're going to attach that tape. All right, so that is all lined up, and there we go. All right, so now we've got these little guys right here, and we want to take off the little tab tapes from each one of them, and then we're going to secure these to the opposite side of the inside of the card. My little tabs like to stick on my fingers today. There we go. All right, so now we're going to stick those. Here's the lining. I'm going to turn this over. Here we go. So now I'm on the card at the bottom of the card, and I'm just going to square these up. See how I've squared up the bottom of the card? And I'm going to place these right here in a line. There we go. It is much easier when you turn it over. Okay, so as you can see, there we go. It's all squared up, and we've got these little things lined up. Now, why do we do that? Because when we close it, they're all going to just fall into place. They're going to accordion fold like that. So that's the card. That's the bottom of the card. And we did that so that we can have little places to attach all the adorable little critters from this die cut sheet that is also included with this kit. So the first thing I'm going to do is take one of the little squirrels, and I've put a little foam tape on him. And I'm going to attach this guy to the front, right here, the front of my panel. Okay, so it looks like that. And then the rest of these, I'm going to attach on the inside of these layers. Okay, so here we've got a little squirrel in the back. And we've got a little rabbit as well. And I've got a little owl. And I've got a little mouse. And I'm just attaching all of these to those little cross pieces so they can be seen peeking out these little windows. Okay, so we've got there. We've got that guy in the front. And then we've got all these wonderful little die cut pieces for greetings. And I put foam tape on the back of those. And we're going to put those on the front. We can put this little squirrel. He's right on the edge of this tree. We're going to put this little celebrate one right here, congratulations rather. And then we've got another one. This one says hip hip hooray. That one kind of overlapping there. All these little fun goodies that you can put around this. And we also have a little, I forgot to add this, here's a little butterfly carrying a little love note that can also go right inside. There we go. And then I can even add to the front and add a little bow, which I love. Add a little ribbon. The glue got clogged up. And I should mention all of these polka dot ribbons that I've been showing today, which is just so fun and so spring, come from the dot ribbon set that you can get at paperwishes.com. All right, so that's how that one goes. Now we have one last card that I think is really spectacular that Debbie made. Here we go. Here we go. And as you can see, Debbie made her own card. This appears to be about 6 or 7 inches wide. And then she scored that just out of pastel cardstock. And she used the Picture Perfect paper pad for this. And let me see if I can find her little bunny in here. And then she just actually used layers from the other elements and cut them out and did the layers on here. But what's great is on the water, she did a waterfall fold on the side. It's got a little tab and it goes just like that. So cute. So I'm going to show you how to put that together. And the pattern for this is going to be on the supply list for this card. So let me tell you how you get there. So if you go to the bottom of our page where it lists the Picture Perfect 8x8 paper pad for Acorn Woods, and you click on that link, and then when you get to that link, you'll see a photo of this card. If you click on the photo of the card, it'll take you to the supply list. And then the pattern is going to be located within the supply list at the very bottom, and you click on that and it'll give you the pattern. Okay, so let's take a look at how she did this fold. I'm just going to use a blank white card. This piece is the one that Debbie made for me today, but she put all the dimensions on it, and the dimensions on how to cut it will be on the pattern as well. So as you can see, it's 1 5 inch, it's actually 2 inches wide this way by 8 inches wide. And then she did a fold right here, 1 5/8 inches from the bottom, and then she scored it 1/4 inch all the way up to the top. All right, and so then what we're going to do is we're going to glue this piece right here, which is 3/4 of an inch this way wide by 5 by, what does that say, 5 1/4 inches in length. And then she's divided that and scored it to the same width as this piece. So this piece right here is going to get glued to the front of this piece only. Okay. And then we wrap around these pieces to the back. And we're going to put a dot of glue right there just to secure it. Okay. And we're going to glue this to the side of the card like that. And the reason we did all that was we want to make sure that the front part of this mechanism is not glued down and that it is free to move up and down like this. I don't think my glue is, oh, You glue, yeah, it's the bottom part. I was pulling the top part. So yeah, you pull the top. I bet some of you who've made these before were like, Lene, pull the bottom tab. So I'm gonna actually put my tab on there so I remember that for next time. So here's just a little folded over piece, and we're gonna glue that to the bottom so that we have a little tab so that we remember which part to pull. You could even write pull on it so that your recipient will know what to do. All right, so that is all set there. So now we're just gonna take some glue and put it on each one of these little tabs. Okay, and make sure you only get it on that one fold. You don't wanna have it slop down to the next one because we only want it to glue these one little pieces of paper in a waterfall formation. Okay, and then on these little pieces of paper was what Debbie put each one of the little square cutouts on. So it's a really fun card to make and such a great presentation. When people get that, it's fun to work back and forth. And the more you work it, the more you use it, the better it operates, which is I love. So you might, after you make it, you might want to give it a pull 6 or 7 times just to make sure it's all loosened up for when the next person is going to try it out. Okay, and you'll notice I started from the bottom and went to the top. Okay. So now now that we've got them all in a row, we're just gonna let that dry for a minute before I use the mechanism. Okay, so I've let this dry for a few minutes now, let my glue dry before I start working the mechanism, because if you do it too quickly, they'll all pop off. So everything has dried now, and I'm pulling that little tab, and everything is working as it should. There we go. There we go. So as you can see, it's a really fun waterfall embellishment to put on your cards. I'll bring Debbie's back here again. So we've got a great money saver on all of this, you guys, on all of these stamps and all of the adorable card toppers and the paper pad. So I would really encourage you to check this out. If you're watching us on our vlog page, the money saver is directly below this video. There are also links at the very bottom of the page for every one of the items used so that you can purchase them separately. And if you're watching us on YouTube, check out the link in the description right below the video. And there's also links to paperwishes.com where you can find lots more videos and all kinds of goodies. So thanks for joining me today, and I will see you next time.